I was listening to one of your interviews, Lonzo, and you were discussing Public Enemy. And in that talk, you were discussing going, I believe, to paintball or something like that with some friends. And Public Enemy was on the radio. And you just remembered that vivid time. And then you said a quote that I would like you to elaborate on, which was very interesting. You said, quote, "We went from brothers to niggas overnight." End quote.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
That transition was amazing, especially to somebody like myself. We all, back in the day, LA Dream Team, World Class Wrecking Crew, Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, and a couple other groups, we always toured together. They booked us on the same shows a lot. It's like Cameo, you see Cameo and March Day. That's how it was back in the day for us. And when we weren't on tour, we enjoyed going to play paintball. Me, Yellow, Dre, Rudy from the LA Dream Team, Snake Puppy didn't go, Bobby Jimmy, and Arabian Prince. We'd all go to Malibu and go hunting for the enemy. Let's put it that way. We had a group called Just Us. With we were the only black guys out there. Just Us. That's what it was called. Just Us. And we was notorious. We was tearing their asses up. It got so bad they started complaining to the referees because we kept winning. Because the game was called Capture the Flag, and it's like football almost. You got a flag on one end. You got to get down there, shoot. That gets shot, get the flag, and run back to your home base. Well, Rudy was a fucking track star, okay? And we would position ourselves in different places. I wasn't no slouch back then as far as running. So you get a couple of guards on you, and you shooting in the folks and running. And long as the guy with the flag didn't get hit, you was in good shape. And we kept winning. And so hey man, we're gonna break this team up and put them over here because we were smashing their asses. But on the way down there, I never forget as long as I live. We played Public Enemy a lot. Russ Parr, he was the driver. We in the van, he bumping Public Enemy. Okay, I forgot the name of the song, but it was a dope song about the sister sitting in the corner doing something, blah 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 blah, and it was just a dope song. And we loved this song. We loved the whole Public Enemy vibe. And we was on some brotherly love type stuff, man. Just kicking it. We go out and buy sandwiches, piece up on the paintball. We buy cases of paintballs by the day. We buy the case. We buy, sodas. That was our activity as young black men.
By the time I get to Arizona.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
I had to, it was coming to my head as you were saying it.
Yeah, okay. And that was a song, man. We just be back, just rolling up the 405, go up in the hills of Malibu. And it was just a vibe. We had a community type vibe of us. And the white boys started cheating. Because what we didn't realize until later on, they was freezing the paintballs. They put them in the ice because, first of all, if you leave them out in the sun, they'll bust in your gun. They covered in plastic. Plastic is just like chocolate. It gets hot, it'll melt fast. When that burst of air hits it just inside the gun. So you're supposed to keep them in a cool, dry place, but you're not supposed to freeze them. You put them in the cooler, they get frozen. Now that plastic gets hard as hell. Now it ain't busted. It's knocking the shit out your ass. You got a paintball about that big around, okay? About that big around, and it's the size of a nice slug. And if it's frozen, it ain't gonna break, and it's coming at you at 300 psi, 300 feet per second. And if you up close on somebody, you will break the skin. If you're up close, you will break the skin. If you far enough away, even when they're at their regular texture, you will be bruised up like you was in got hickeys. Because my girl came home, we had bruises all over us. Who you been with? I got all over my chest. It's just because we didn't have no pads on. We was too dumb to buy pads. Everybody else had on pads. We was out there in t-shirts. So. But yeah, man, that was the vibe we had. It was a smooth thing. And then shortly after that, and we were still world-class record crew, Dre Yella, we all was out there, world-class record crew. And that's how Eazy got into he wanted to go with us. He bought the paintball shotgun. And paintballs back then was so new, the paintball shotgun looked like a sawed-off shotgun, about that big. And it had CO2 cartridges inside of it. It didn't have the CO2 cartridges on the outside like the modern day guns do. Back then, they were like old BB guns. You put the CO2 tank inside, and you couldn't see it. So it looked like a real shotgun, just like a lot of your pistols, your CO2 pistols look like real pistols because the CO2 tank is inside the handle. It's not like a regular paintball where you got this big-ass tank on the back of it. So whole different thing. Anyway, Public Enemy was our groove, and one day we wasn't brothers, we was niggas. And I witnessed that transition firsthand. Again, you got to remember, we had N.W.A, and I'm sorry, we had Public Enemy and Luke Skywalker right around the same time. Okay, right around the same time. I think Luke might have been around, but he hadn't blown up yet. So you had two different situations that was getting a lot of media attention. One was sex, one was black nationalism, and they was trying to find some way to fit in and get the same kind of recognition, and that's when they adapted the gang lifestyle.
Next thing you know, we're niggas. All right, I'm gonna give you a lyric, Lonzo, and I want you to break it down and tell me how it made you feel when you first heard it and how you feel now. We've done this in the past. Just a simple lyric from Public Enemy since we're talking about them. The lyric says, quote, "Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be," end quote. Simple lyric with a lot of meaning. What does that mean to Lonzo?
That means that Black Lives Matter. That means that you can't sit on your ass and watch the world go by. That means you have to get active some way from the fashion. Whether some people feel go out there and grab a sign, some people feel go out there and vote, some people feel that they should run for office, but you got to be involved. You can't change the game from the sidelines. You got to be on the field. Bottom line, cannot change any game from the sidelines. Okay, 6 players is what they call the fans. The 6th player in basketball. That is true to a certain degree, but they don't make touchdowns. They may inspire touchdowns. They may give the motivation for a touchdown, but they can't score one. And that's the big difference. So if you want to be successful in something, you got to get on the field, baby. And that's what Fight the Power says. You got to be in the field. You need to fight the power
Very
right
simple.
now, boy. Shit's going down.
Yeah. What did that mean to a generation going back, Lonzo?